Hello, welcome back. I'm the Gaming Dave. I can tell by the title, it's time to bring something back. Fez. Time for Fezzing it up number 2. Essentially, for those of you that have forgotten, or for those of you that are new, in this Fez are numerous pieces of paper. I pick one out, and I talk about it, because I can. Okay, here we go. What do we have? This one. I have a good vibe. Okay, what do we have? Ooh, I have a good one here. If you can see it, hopefully, and you can read my handwriting, we're going to talk about the game Bastion, and it also leads to an extra question of, can games be art? Which I think is quite an interesting question, and one that kind of goes around the industry a bit. So I'm going to go away. I'm going to do some research. It's only going to seem like a couple seconds to you, but for me, who knows? Who knows how long it could take? I could get lost in artsy games. So let's start with Bastion, shall we? Bastion is an action RPG developed by Supergiant Games and published by Warner Brothers, and was released in 2011 as part of Xbox Live's Summer of Arcade. After its raging success on Xbox, it was quickly ported to Steam and was released for the platform in August of the same year. Supergiant Games say on their website that their aim is to create games that spark your imagination like the games you played as a kid. Now I imagine that this statement is aimed towards people in their late teens, early to mid 20s, maybe even further on. This is shown in the Bastion's art style, which I will show a screenshot of you now. The hand-painted, cartoony art style this game has is one of its key selling points, along with its soundtrack, of which I will link to you in the description. The story, I'm not going to give you any spoilers or any tips to the story. Yes, this game is nearly 3 years old, but I want to keep the experience fresh for you if after this video you decide you want to go buy it for yourself, which I highly recommend. Like with most games of the action RPG genre, there is a certain level of weapon customization and character customization, so you can play the game in a way that suits you best. And with the difficulty modifier system, known as idols, which will make sense if you play the game, it does give you a certain level of replayability. So why is Bastion considered an artsy game? Like I've said, Bastion's key selling points are its music, which is absolutely beautiful, its art style, which I've shown you a screenshot of and you can see it's absolutely sublime, and its story, which is brilliantly written and really submerges the player in what they're doing, to the extent that when they finish the game, it's like what some people say when you finish a good book or you finish watching a series that you've really enjoyed, you just think to yourself, well, what do I do now? You just have this void. I know I felt something similar. When I finished playing Bastion, the credits were rolling, I'm just like, what just happened? Like I said in the original topic of the video, the question was the whole idea of, can games be art? Now, games can be art in multiple different ways. The graphics have always been a key part of game development, and now there seems to be two ways of trying to do this. There is using the scenery, which is what has made games like Minecraft so popular. It's not the realism or the beauty of it. It's the scenery that you are given that makes the game so artistic. A good example for me personally would be the MMO Guild Wars 2. That game is not graphically excellent. What makes the game look so good is actually the scenery that you can find along the way, with the points known as vistas, which essentially you go to this point and it's a sort of panoramic shot sort of thing. I'll give you a screenshot now. And then you get games like Bastion that have this beautiful cartoony art style. Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends. I'll put some screenshots there for you now. Well, screenshots in the video. And then, of course, the one that most of us are familiar with is the idea of realism that you see in the Call of Duty titles, more accurately the Battlefield titles. and games like Forza Motorsport and Gran Turismo. Those which try to make the game seem as realistic as possible and use their graphical fidelity to do so. And they do this very well. But it's becoming more and more apparent nowadays that it's not just all about the graphics. It's like with Bastion, it's about the story and it's about the music, and like just with art in general, it's about how it makes you feel. And Bastion makes you feel. Bastion really makes you feel, as does Guild Wars 2. I recommend both those games. Bastion and Guild Wars 2. Go play them. Now. Go. Buy it. And Bastion does all of it superbly, and that's what makes it such a great game and such an artistic game. So I think I've pretty much just answered the question of can games be art, which is, of course they can. Games are possibly becoming one of the greatest forms of art. And if done correctly, does a really good job of it. So if you're sold and you want to buy Bastion, there are two main places of which you can do so. You can buy it on the Xbox Live Arcade for £10, or you can buy it on Steam for £11.50. However, what I would recommend is, if you want to play it on PC, you don't need to worry about specifications. You don't need to think, oh, my PC's probably not good enough. Chances are it is. So my recommendation, if you're going to play it, if you want to pay full price for it, do it. If you're thinking, well, money's a bit tight, so that's absolutely fine, do what I did, wait till the Steam sales. There'll be one in summer, around July time, and then there'll be their Christmas sale. At both times, Bastion is usually reduced at some point to at least 75% off. I bought Bastion for around £2.90, and it was like 80% off, I think. Back then, the price was higher. It might have been 13 quid or something along those lines as full price, but I bought it for around £2.90. I strongly recommend buying Bastion. Bastion was one of the best games I played in a while when I finished playing it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm the Gaming Dave. I'll see you next time.